What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today's focus is going to be setting you guys with lower end setups up with the best OBS streaming settings for your YouTube live stream. Let's get into it. And my goal here is to give y'all settings and information that will allow you to have a smooth stream without any issues. So go ahead and open up OBS, follow along with your boy, and let's get started. All right, once you're in OBS, go to your settings and then go to your video tab. The first setting I want you guys to adjust is the FPS value. My personal rule of thumb when it comes to FPS and live streams is that I'd rather have the best FPS I can get rather than the best quality, because at the very least, my streams would look smooth to my audience. And so obviously quality is really important as well, but if we're kind of comparing quality, I'd rather you lose a little bit of quality so I can get that max 60 FPS, because we all know 30 versus 60, 60 is way smoother. So I'd rather have that as smooth as I can get, you know what I'm saying, and just lose a little bit of image quality. So for this setting, I am going to just set it to 60. Next, go to the output tab and then go to the streaming tab. These are all the settings that will determine the integrity of your live stream. Starting with the encoder, this should be this, you should set this to the encoder that is built in with your graphics card. Encoders like these are made for video and live streaming tasks, and they also take off the load off of your CPU. Rescaling your output does take a toll on your CPU, and it is one of the biggest factors that can affect your stream performance. If you think your equipment and connection can handle streaming at 1920 by 1080p crispy, then start there and see how your stream performs. If you need to, you can decrease your resolution. The other option I would recommend is 1280 by 720. And personally, I wouldn't go below this because then your streams would no longer be HD. To change your rescale output, just select that little box right there, go to the drop down and choose your resolution. Now in your encoder settings, set your rate control to CBR or constant bitrate to keep your bitrate the same throughout your whole live stream. The bitrate is that other very important factor that will determine how well your stream performs. YouTube does have guidelines for what bitrate you should use, paired with whatever FPS and whatever quality you're streaming from. And I also want to say that your internet connection and the equipment that you are using are very important when determining how well your stream will hold up. With 60 FPS being a constant here, if you guys are streaming at 1920 by 1080p, then a bit rate of about 4500 to 5500 is a great range to work with. And if you're streaming at 1280 by 720, then a range of about 35 to 45 would be a great range to work with. Your keyframe interval is basically how often your image is refreshed with a new frame. Set your keyframe interval to 2 because this is the standard for offering a good balance between image quality and bitrate. Your preset in this next option is just a setting that's going to determine how your CPU and GPU are used and what takes priority. But we're going to set this option to low latency performance. Next, we're going to set the profile to high. If your screen lags a little bit, you can drop one down in that drop down menu to main, and that should work fine for you. We're going to disable look ahead under this and enable psycho visual tuning. All these settings are just focused on increasing the encoder efficiency, and is also going to help with your image quality. If you're only using one GPU for all of this, then leave your GPU set to 0. B-frames are basically frames that just fill in when needed to, again, maintain encoding efficiency. But using any more than 2 would be unnecessary and not required for most streaming environments. So adjust this option to either 1 or 2. I appreciate y'all for tuning into the video. Leave a like if y'all found it helpful and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Until next time, I'll see y'all soon.